Back to the show, everybody. Welcome back to Pro Wrestling Weekly on the Upper Tier Podcast. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification button, drop a like on the video. We are live on YouTube and on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, come over to YouTube, drop a like on the video, head back over to YouTube. Not a problem at all. We've got a good show for you tonight. The Avengers are somewhat assembled. We're waiting on one to arrive. He'll be here at 8:15. Dave is joining us then. I think that's the full compliment. Ed is having a problem with his Wi-Fi, but he said he would be in the chat. So we were going to start with Double or Nothing, so I'll skip that till Dave comes on and we can chat about it then. So we'll probably start with Saturday night's main event. But just before we start, of course, lots of shows coming up this week. Tomorrow night, we got to watch along the Europa Conference Final, Crystal Palace versus Rayo Vallecano for our sins. Thursday, then we've got Thursday Tier Talk with Darren. Haven't got a clue we're going to talk about yet, but no doubt we'll be talking about the international squads and who's being left out and stuff like that anyway. Friday, SmackDown live from Barcelona. We will be live for that. Watch along on that. Saturday. What's Saturday? Champions League final. How could I forget? PSG versus Arsenal. Watch along. Sunday, Clash in Italy, or what some people called Turin, but it's Turin, but that's okay. We'll have a watch along for that as well. And Monday, the boys don't know this yet, but we have Raw coming from Turin as well. So we'll be probably doing a live watch along for Raw on Monday.
Busy week.
Holiday Monday if people are available. So we're flat to the mat, absolutely out the door. Non-stop as it is at the moment. So there you go. Plus all your beautiful selection of shorts that the guys come in, send in, plus the usual videos and everything else. So you're being absolutely spoiled here at the moment. But yeah, we're going to get into this anyway. We'll take the comments first. Sean Mack is at a gig tonight, enjoying that Rockshore cider. There you go. And Anto's in. Big up, Anto. Howie is from Sutton. My niece has a camogie match. Love it. Hope she does well.
Jesus.
Well.
Nice.
Dar's in there as well. But Bren, before we start the show tonight, this morning I rocked up to the shop and there was a young lad there with his mother, Aina, who watches the show, who travelled up all the way from Adair in Limerick this morning. He had a bit of a hospital appointment and he said he'd call by Wrestling Mania first. I opened up the door to him and his mum. I was in already and he says, "Are you the lad from the Upper Tier Podcast?"
Deadly.
And I said, "I am." But I said, "Only if you tell me what your favourite show is." And he says, he says, "I love all the shows." He says, "But my favourite show is the SmackDown Motel." So there you go. So we proceeded then. His mum had to go off and do something. He stayed with me for a little bit. We were talking about wrestling. For a young lad, a guy who's extremely educated in the world of pro wrestling, he had some really good takes and stuff like that. I hope the hospital appointment went well. Aina, we said we'd give you a shout out. This is your shout out, and we hope to see you real soon as well. I video called Bren, and Bren's heart melted, of course. He hadn't got a clue what we were doing at the time. I video called him, and when I video call someone, it's not to say hello or good morning. There's a purpose behind it. So he video called me back, and I said, "Bren, check this out." And Bren was absolutely delighted. So it was cool. So we had a real good time. I sorted them out with a figure as always. We always give the first time visitors always get a little figure to take away to remind them of their first visit to the shop. And I told him that he has to carry that figure with him anytime he's going to a hospital appointment or wherever he's going, a football match, put the figure in the bag. So that was it. So big shout out to Aina. You're probably on the way back on the train at this stage. He'll probably be coming in. I think his mum is Rosemary, so he might come in on the road. He's normally in there under Eamon. But it was lovely meeting you today, pal, and you're an absolute warrior, and I hope everything went well today for you. So there you go.
Oh, you cannot wait. Yeah, look, it was lovely to speak with him. I can't wait to speak with him again on Saturday or in the comments. It was really nice to be introduced and really sweet of him to bring it up to you as well. You know what I mean? So looking forward to hearing him again, to seeing him again in the comments, and of course, next time he is up and I am around, I will of course pop across to say hello.
Yeah, absolutely. And I asked him, Keith. I said, "Who's his favorite presenter on the SmackDown Motel?" He had to think about it for a minute. Then he realized Bren was on the video call. It was all very good, but it was Keith, really nice to see.
You're my favorite, Keith.
Oh,
there
thanks.
you go. The housewife's choice.
Only choice.
That's what he's going to be known from now on. Keep the Housewives Choice series. There we go.
That is beautiful. That is.
Where else
Oh
would you
my
get
God.
that? Behind the curtain at a Ring of Honor show is where you get that kind of good stuff, isn't it?
Wow.
So there you go. So yeah, it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure meeting him and his mum. And thank you for making the effort to come and visit. And as I've said before, you know, when the shop does eventually go and stuff like that, these are the mornings and the moments in the shop that I remember fondly and stuff like that, you know. So there we go. Dave Kelly's in there as well. Good evening. How are you? How are you all doing? Layla says, so big up Layla. Hope you're good. Evening, Sharon.
Hello.
Hope you're good. Anto, Bren, I'm on hills with you at the moment. Isn't that right, Noel? It's 100% right, Anto. You're hanging around with that man too much with some of those wrestling takes, but it's all good. It's all good. Sharon, we all know what the best show is, don't we? Has to be the women's. Has to be the women's show. Now, Sharon, you and Anto would be biased in this area anyway, because you love SmackDown from when you went to Fort Lauderdale and everything and all. So, like, it's a little bit different.
Yeah, and look, it's just an awful shame. Like, even if it, well, let's just assume it was the women's show. It's just an awful shame that some of the part-timers aren't here right now. But I guess we'll talk about that another time.
Well, you know, when we get monetized, these people will be regretting these moments. Just saying. Just saying. Right, let's start. Saturday night's main event. We had to watch along and all for it, so we're not going to dwell on it too long. For me, I thought it was a solid show. I did enjoy it, but it did feel like when they didn't drop the Saturday night's main event music, and they didn't have the desk with Joe Tessitore and Jesse Ventura and all that kind of thing that makes it feel nostalgia and Saturday night's main event, it kind of just felt like a kind of glorified Raw or SmackDown with a different entrance, really. But solid enough wrestling and nice to see who was involved. Unfortunately, Logan Paul got injured. Either one tricep or both triceps torn, so he's going to be out for at least 5 to 6 months, I heard. And I heard Sol Ruka was injured as well, but I don't know how severe that is because she's still pinned to face Becky this Sunday at Clash in Italy, so it must be okay. But there was talk she had gotten injured as well. I'm not too sure. So there you go. Anto in the chat. SmackDown Motel for that and PPW for PLEs and Raw. There we go. There we go. There we go. Anyone else want to add out on Saturday night's main event before we get into Raw?
No, do you think with the Saturday night's main event, do you think they're going away from the classic look of Saturday night's main event, just trying to have like a modern day Saturday night's main event?
Well, you see, I said, if you remember on the watch along, Bren, I said that I thought the entrance looked like an old in your house entrance because it was just boxed off and squared and on top of the fans, and you know, so to me it felt like an old in your house entrance, really. So probably not, but for me, it's that Saturday night's main event music that kind of sets the tone for the evening, you know.
I would love if they brought back in your house. I would love if they brought that back, like on occasion, because I used to love those pay-per-views.
They did. It's called WrestleMania. Everything now feels like when you look back at the in your houses, they look like they're a bigger standard than what we get now for the big four.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the problem. But yeah, there you go. Should have never gave that F back to the World Wildlife Fund. That was the problem. We'll talk about Raw as well.
When they took the
Breaker injured too. Breaker's all right because I mean Breaker's now become. Breaker's had the massive fall. He's now one half of the tag team champions because Freebird rules are in play if anyone had caught Raw. But we are going to talk about it. My favorite is, I have to say, is the watch alongs. There you go, Dave. There you go. There you go. Right, let's get into Raw. Let's talk about it. Who wants to start?
Keith, you fire away because I know you've a thing or two to say. Keith's already been in contact, but he hasn't told me what he was going to say. So you fire away, my man.
Yeah, so this week's Raw I thought was pretty boring, to be quite honest with you. I didn't really like it that much at all. The start of Raw was good with the Obafemi stuff. Like, I'll get to the points I did like. I like that. I like the Javon Evans and Penta. I thought that was the highlight of the whole night, to be honest with you. I really enjoyed that match. The Seth Rollins Montez Ford was a good match. Lads, what are they doing with Seth Rollins and the Street Profits at the moment? I just don't understand where they're going with this.
You know where it's going.
But I thought before the Logan Paul thing, I thought it was going to a 6-man tag with them.
When you say you know where it's going, right? Are you indicating that Montez Ford is going to join Division?
I think Montez Ford might head to Division, and I think Dawkins might turn on him and go with Rollins. I think they might swerve us, because I would have originally thought it would go the other way.
Right. I didn't think of that.
But I think they're gonna. And it's weird to think that these guys are potentially going to split when we're restructuring the tag division. But there you go. Maybe that's what they mean by restructuring it. Restructuring it right the fuck off telly, probably, maybe the way things are going, So, but there you go. Keith, you haven't told me what you disliked here. You've rattled down a lot of stuff there, and all of it you liked.
Well, the dislike. Well, like I didn't like the tag women's match. It's pointless. To be honest with you, it was just a pointless match. Like, there's nothing to it. There's no build up to these matches. It's the same thing we get every couple of weeks with these women. I understand they're holding off for Liv Morgan because of Stephanie Vaquer coming back pretty soon. But they're doing nothing with Mysterio. Like, does he still have an injury or something like that? Or like, what the crack? What are you doing with him? It's just like the momentum.
Well, no, but isn't he? Isn't he wrestling at AAA Mania? Triple Mania.
I don't keep up with that. So is he?
He's going to be wrestling at that. So they probably didn't want to risk it, really.
Right.
Well, I mean, he carried her in at the start of Raw, didn't he? So there mustn't be anything wrong with him.
I just don't see what they're doing with him. Like, I feel like they've lost momentum with him or something after Mania. That's how I feel now. This is my opinion.
But you only feel that, Keith, because you don't watch AAA.
But that's fair. Yeah. Okay. I didn't really know that part now, in fairness. I didn't really like the ending to Fatu and Reigns, to be honest. I wanted to, like, I'm so sick and tired of these contract signings. Like, it's just so jarring, and it's the same fucking thing we're getting every week now. It seems like, just give us something different. It's just, can we not get something different aside from a contract signing? Like, give us a brawl backstage into a car park or something like that, instead of the same bullshit we're getting every week.
Put someone through an announcer's table or something like that.
Yeah, maybe. Backstage. Why fucking not? Like, for fuck's sake, like.
Okay, the problem is they've overdone everything, so nothing's fresh and new.
Yep.
They've had the brawls backstage. We had Balor last week beating the fuck out of JD McDonough backstage.
Yeah.
So like there's nothing really new to add to that. I think some interesting points did come out of Raw, and how it's going to blend into Clash in Italy. It's going to be very interesting. I think creative this week are under a lot of pressure in relation to Brock Lesnar and Obafemi. I think they've backed themselves into a bit of a corner there now, and they're going to have to figure out how Brock Lesnar beats Obafemi this weekend at Clash, but also remains strong. Obafemi comes out of it strong, so we can go for the best of three, like at SummerSlam. The other issue there as well is that they're going to have to give us a match. They can't fly both these guys to Italy to give us another 4-minute WrestleMania squash. And if Obafemi wins, what do we do? The whole thing is being pointless.
Dead.
I think what they probably do is give Obafemi multiple F5s and you kick out of them to make him look strong, maybe. Do you know what I mean? That's the only, because Brock doesn't have a lot of moves in him. That's the thing. Like,
I think it has to be some sort of a hokey finish with Heyman involved.
So what would you do then, like a disqualification or something like that? Or?
I don't really know, because I was thinking about it today. And did you notice this week as well on his promo, he mentioned the word kill, which in the McMahon era was a no-no. You could never mention that on TV.
Yeah, at the very end.
And he brought it out, and it really sold him as this beast who's like, knows what he's going to have to do and stuff like that. But I think this could go very, very wrong for creative if they don't get this right on Sunday. They need to be really careful how they manage this, or they've already brought him back from the fake retirement kind of thing, which was a real tearjerker at the time, if you remember, at WrestleMania. It was one of the big things coming out of WrestleMania 42 and stuff like that. Now they're going to have to do the real retirement, possibly at SummerSlam in Minnesota, which was I think was probably always the plan. I reckon the retirement at 42 was just Brock pissed at TKO at the time or something like that and just had a brain fart.
Well, Gunther commented on that this week. He said he's going to win the title this week, right? Cool, no problem, promo. And he says, I have some business with Brock Lesnar to sort out then thereafter. So it looks like, unless they're going to swerve and go in another direction, you don't think so?
That ain't going to happen. Brock Lesnar is not going to lie in the middle of the ring in Minnesota and retire with Gunther choking him out. There is no amount of Saudi TKO money that can pay Brock Lesnar to do that. I'm telling you, Brock Lesnar will pull a Braun Strowman, he turn around, just uppercut him and knock him out. Like, this is not going to happen. This is not. This,
it would be
this
delightful.
Brock Lesnar getting choked out by Gunther at SummerSlam in Minnesota is the equivalent of Undertaker going out lying down for Brock Lesnar. That's the levels this would be. Brock Lesnar's legacy would be dead from that kind of thing. That ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen.
What did you make of Austin Theory this week? I thought he'd done very well booking him this week.
Well, I'm still waiting for you to tell me what you didn't like bar the women's match. From primarily what you're calling quite a boring.
I thought the ending of Raw was very boring. They did nothing but fucking talk the same drivel every week. To be honest with you,
let's go back. Let's go to that then. And what did we think about it? And what's going to happen here? We know that by the looks of things, Reigns is not going to be involved in Night of Champions.
Yeah.
So, do they put the belt on Jacob Fatu?
I think they have to.
Reigns goes off, and then they have a match at SummerSlam. But it kind of tests the water with Jacob Fatu. Are creative brave enough to create that kind of chaotic craziness that could come out of it?
Do it. Do it. I mean, it's not like you're putting the title on Darby Allin. You know what I mean? He's actually more legitimate as a world champion, and I feel much more confident putting it on Fatu than I would the likes of, say, on the other side, Darby Allin. Roll the dice, give us a surprise, and let us be excited. And then it's up to Fatu what happens. You know what I mean? If he drops the ball, he drops the ball. But we have to give them credit if they roll the dice with him. We have to say, yep, that's the way to go.
I think.
Well, the thing about in this situation is we complain so much about creative at times not being brave enough. Big up, Dave.
Hey, what's happening, lads? How's everybody doing? You all good? All good?
Yeah, we're just going. We went through Saturday night's main event. Basically, the consensus was solid enough show. Didn't have the Saturday night's main event feel to it, the nostalgia. So it just felt like a glorified Raw or SmackDown, but quality enough wrestling. That's the general consensus on that. We're just going down through Raw here, and we've just been talking about, how creative are going to have to really get this Femi Brock Lesnar tangent correct, or it could really fall on its ass. So we just went through that. Keith has just been going down through Raw. We're now just talking about Reigns and Fatu, and should creative be brave enough to pull the trigger on Jacob Fatu with Roman Reigns not going to be at Night of Champions? Because if he's not going to be at Night of Champions, all your champions are supposed to be at Night of Champions.
But Niall,
he's not going to be there.
Yeah, he should be a placeholder. I don't mind Jacob winning Tribal Combat, and if Zilla Fatu's coming into that kind of fold, use him as a way of beating Roman, so you're not ruining the legitimacy of Roman Reigns as the tribal chief. You say, oh, you had to use outside help to win. You're not the true tribal chief type of thing. There's a way of doing it where you can protect both superstars. Because if he's going to be out for Night of Champions and you need someone there, let him hold the title. At least it's temporary. See how he gets on with it. If he does well, then in the future down the road, you can definitely throw the strap on him at Mania or whatever. But I would use it as a testing ground for him. I definitely think Clash in Italy, if he's not going to be there, give him the title, but do it in a way that protects both people.
Yeah, but Anto, I'm sorry, but that women's tag match was a load of shite. I'm sorry, it was pointless.
Well,
it's absolutely
to be
pointless.
fair, I think the point that I was trying to make is you said you opened up and you said Raw was crap, and then you spent 10 minutes saying
I didn't say it was crap. I said it was boring. I said it was boring. It was. There's nothing really eventful on it. Do you know? This is what we get.
That tag match we've seen 7 times in the last year. I was done before they announced it. That tag match has been seen 6 or 7 times. I'm about tired of it. There's no need to put it on.
It kind of feels like, as Keith said earlier, there's kind of no jeopardy to it. There's no payback. There's no. It's beginning to feel like. It's beginning to feel like they're just trying to find little pockets to use people and in meaningless kind of lazy kind of stuff and all. I mean, there's no doubt the 4 girls are super talented. But I don't know, this Bailey lawyer thing with me, it's just
it died out. It died out in the last couple of months.
It died out because they don't care about Bailey. The only positive thing about that women's match was visually seeing Bailey get a win. but they couldn't give a
for
rat's
change,
arse.
yeah.
It's very, very clear to see that they couldn't give a rat's arse about Bailey and Lyra at the moment. Very clear to see that. So you're right. That's a perfect way of putting it, Niall. No jeopardy, safe option. And like I said, we got the visual of Bailey winning a match. Not good enough. She deserves better.
But what are they doing with LA Knight as well? That's another thing.
He's just popping in and out. There's no plan for him.
I'll say this about LA Knight. When I was watching the LA Knight, he was saying, "I'm gonna go for the King of the Ring. I'm gonna go, and then I'm gonna go on." Here's the thing, right? With LA Knight, it's now or it's never, because otherwise he's on the other side.
It was never last year, Brett. It was never last year.
But Dave, he's reaching the point now where he's probably at the point where he's on the other side of the Miz coin. You know what I mean? Miz is reliable. He's the bad guy. You can insert him into anything, and we know he's going to lose. And it's going to be the same with LA Knight, except he'll be the good guy. He'll be there on the opposite side. So he's really veering into Miz territory here, where they're just going to be. And Noel, I actually think you said this a while ago. He's good that you can just slip him into something.
Yeah, he's already their Mr. Good. Slim Jim. Like, if you think of Slim Jims, you think of LA Knight, don't you? Like, realistically.
Well, I think of Macho Man Randy Savage, but I get what you're saying.
But, you know, the modern day, like...
Can I just say what Anto said there? Anto, the problem is that they banked on another Stephanie Vaquer and Liv storyline to continue on. But since she got injured, they have to hold off now until she comes back.
But they haven't. But they haven't done anything with really any of the champions since May.
No, they really haven't.
No, they haven't.
The only one that's been active is Penta.
Yeah, no, 100%.
And it's noticeable as well, because people are now calling Penta that champion, that week in, week out. He's the guy. Yeah. You know, so
again, very similar to the Miz. When Miz had the IC title and he stood in there and he called out John Cena. And he called out Reigns. I will say this about Penta and Javon Evans. That match needs to be studied by the likes of Ricochet and stuff like that. That's how you do it. Was it perfect? Probably not. But that's how you do a match like that. Phenomenal.
Acers, you're only judging Raw on the back end of Double or Nothing, and we're going to talk about that with Dave in a second. Double or Nothing was absolutely outstanding. So like you can't come in and judge Raw on the back end of Double or Nothing. You know that.
It's tough.
Yeah.
It is.
It's not to say.
I watched all of Double or Nothing today. I finally got around to watching the full thing. I had time. Work was quite quiet at the back end today, and we will talk about it.
That's why you were late on, because you started watching it this morning and it was still going on up until about.
I wish, Bren. I wish. I'll show you proof. I'll show you proof where it was.
You know, you don't need to prove that to me. That is a very nice t-shirt, by the way.
Do you know? I actually we spoke about the vision and kind of it being like the unlucky card on the roster at the moment. Everyone seems to be getting injured and stuff like that. But I have to say, and I agree with Ed here, what an opportunity!
That's a show.
What an opportunity for Austin Theory.
I've got Alpha Dog on DVD. Do you know that? I've not watched that in about 10 years. Ed, that is a show. I'm watching that when I'm home, actually.
Not to change the subject, Noel, but did you see Bronson Reed today?
Yeah, he looks amazing, doesn't he?
My Jesus.
They've all been going to the same trainer, I think, Brent. They've all been doing your man, can't remember his name, but they've all been going to the same trainer.
Bronson Reed.
It's amazing when you can stay at home and eat good food and not have to travel, and no one with a piss bottle beside you from wellness and all. I'm not saying now, you know.
Get rid of the singlet. Come out, brand new look. Batter everybody.
No. Hang on. No.
Singlet has to stay.
He was in good shape. Yes. But he wasn't Chris Masters now. Let's not get carried away here. Get rid of the singlet.
Kevin Owens wears a t-shirt for a reason.
But a lot of big guys have that singlet now. He needs to stand out and he needs to be different. And he was achieving something. He was achieving something before. He was getting somewhere, and now he's bigger. He looks like an absolute unit.
Pal, you put him in trunks, he's gonna look like Dusty Rhodes. Now stop.
Bren,
this is 2026 now. Now stop.
Would you put Mark Henry in a singlet, Bren?
Would I put Mark Henry in a singlet? I don't know.
Wasn't he in a singlet before?
Like he was.
Would you put him in trunks? In anything but would you put him in trunks? Sorry,
Speedos.
If I wanted to make him look different and not the same as every other big man,
right? Okay.
What about if you go Kevin Nash on him and you go singlet with the baggy bottoms?
No, Won't work.
He's a bit. He might look a little bit short then, would he, or something like? Because
he would, yeah.
You just see little legs. You may as well be watching me at that stage. You know what I mean? Except he's in better shape than me at the moment.
Nobody wants to watch that.
Yeah, I don't know. Big fan of him. Big fan of him. Can't wait for him.
Ed, you're a creative genius for saying that, by the way. I just want to say that you were a creative
reference. Banging reference.
It was proper talking after all the battering, but hold the phone. What do you think of LA Knight back to get into King of the Ring?
I like King of the Ring.
Like I'm a big LA Knight fan, so like I'll bat for my boy all the time and stuff. I'll die on that hill, as they say.
No, I've never heard that before. I've never heard that before.
I wish they bring back the original King of the Ring as a pay-per-view. I wish they bring it back as the original format, because it's always good when the stakes are in the pay-per-view. You know what I mean? When you finish on the pay-per-view and you get that I'm the King of the Ring. When it used to be done on Raw and SmackDown, it didn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything unless it's on the stage.
What did we make of them panicking, obviously, when Logan Paul got injured, and obviously the tag belts are kind of up in the air. And of course, the creative genius of Heyman comes out and goes, I did tell you anyone in the division could defend these, and it's Freebird rules. Absolutely amazing. And the next thing, the only thing is, you look at the height of Braun Breaker and where he's been and what he's trying to do, and now he has to push him down. And the only reason they made the decision was they couldn't vacate the tag belts and have a tournament, because they fuck all teams. They got rid of them, so they couldn't run a tag team tournament, So they were going to hamstring, really, you know.
You've got the Street Profits and then Braun and
that's it.
Kiri, and then that's
rumor has it they're looking at FTR again.
Yeah, well, they can feck off. They wanted them to be a comedy act the last time they were in, so they can.
Well, they were a comedy act the weekend trying to hit Christian's arm whilst he was protected by a brick. That was quite funny, Dave.
Look at Austin Theory trying to hit Angelo Dawkins with a chair.
I said that to Dave earlier on. It's fucking hilarious.
No, listen, man. Glass houses,
Brent. Glass houses.
No, it's not glass houses, because I call WWE out and it's bullshit most of the time. And I have no issues calling AEW. Now, in saying that, I haven't watched the whole thing, by the way. Go on.
Aces reckons Double or Nothing has been their best pay-per-view since 2019, and I have to agree.
Niall, what did you make of Raw anyway this week?
I really enjoyed it. There was a lot to enjoy about it in terms of what they're laying down and stuff like that. Penta and Javon Evans just kind of feels weird because they're kind of two baby faces. So how do you change the belt? So I think what's going to happen, the way this is going to pivot, is you're going to get Penta eventually dropping the belt to Ethan Page, and Ethan Page will drop the belt to Javon Evans. And then with a bit of luck, you could drop it to Rusev. And then with a bit of luck, our local boy Sheamus has to get back into that mix, doesn't he, and complete the set.
Yeah, he does.
So maybe the Rusev have.
Do you think they'll give the belt to him at SummerSlam then?
If he's back,
I don't know when, but Keith, it has to happen. Give Sheamus the IC belt. He absolutely deserves it.
Yeah, it won't be SummerSlam for Sheamus.
I meant for Javon Evans. I mean,
no, I think that's even a bit too soon, because I think they'll want to build that up to be a very big deal and stuff like that, and they'll need all of Ethan Page in there to do that as well. So it might take a little bit of time.
I say give it to Ethan Page for a long time, unless Sheamus take it off sometime next year. Just another thing to roll the dice on. Just do it. Because
the thing about it, Penta's doing so well as well, isn't he? So you've got that.
He is, but
as well, you know?
I think let him team up with his brother, rebuild that tag division. He's got that thing with Rey Mysterio. Do you get the feeling that they're going to give the IC to Rey Mysterio? I bloody hope not.
What was the story with that this week? They're going to do. I didn't mind the match being set up for it, to be honest, because I wanted to see. I think
it was to draw attention to the fact as well. Isn't he going in as the general manager of AAA?
Yeah, I think they'll do it at the AAA pay-per-view for the IC title.
It's more that.
Well,
yeah.
Yeah, certainly going to be interesting. That was the only one that couldn't stuck out along with the women's division. But I think everything else was kind of just laying the groundwork for this Sunday and stuff like that and all. And I thought it was pretty good. And there's little innuendos into storylines there and stuff like that, you know. So quite exciting going into this weekend. Do they get Brock Obafemi right? You know, do they push the button on Jacob Fatu? Are they brave enough to do that? You know, and let's see. Let's see what we get.
I think if it's done the right way, it can be done really fucking good. It can be done really well if it's done the right way.
The problem if they bring in more guys for Jacob Fatu, are we ready for Bloodline 3.0? Are we ready for another My Family 3?
Well, Zilla Fatu's still to come in, isn't he?
That's if
But
they
that's what
bring
I.
him in.
But that's what I mean. If they do it, so
they're gonna have to go. They're gonna have to go in a complete different direction. I think.
They've already let go half of the Tongan population as it is.
I'm not ready for another Bloodline 3.0 because even as it stands now, it's pretty decent what's happening. But
yeah,
it's gonna be compared to the Force Bloodline. They're not gonna reach those levels. It's as simple as that. So
the only issue I have with Jacob Fatu at the moment as it stands is he is an absolute chaotic psycho, head case, unhinged.
Needs a manager.
Yeah, he needs something at his side, doesn't he? Something
like a Paul.
You know who put out a tweet about that?
Andrade, or not Andrade, Armando Estrada.
Umaga's old manager.
Yeah. That'd be very
class.
Cool.
I would pop like mad.
Yeah, but it just feels like I wonder if they give him the belt, do they need to do something like that? I don't even know. You could put Zilla with him and stuff like that.
Could he form his own bloodline?
Yeah, well, I mean, he can form whatever he wants, but in order to do that, you're going to need someone on the stick because he's just the psycho lunatic. You know what I mean? Like you think about Umaga, you think about Kamala, you think about all these crazy, unhinged dudes that were in there. They always had that guy. You know, you think about the Powers of Pain. You think about Demolition. You know, you go back and you think about Akeem and the One Man Gang and all these like unhinged kind of things. They always had a guy beside them. You know. And I just think that's the only thing that I think is missing, to really solidify that he's like, really up there. And that's the only thing I would be worried about. The Usos get involved in the tribal combat. I don't. They might. I don't know. But
they all can. Like,
what do you think of Bonkers? Are you thinking in terms of like them swerving to Jacob and away from Roman? If he gives Kenny Omega the title at Redemption pay-per-view in July in Canada, and then I have Ospreay win the title at All In. Yeah, I think it's going to Ospreay at All In anyway. I think that's nearly a given, isn't it? Yeah. But Keith, here, have her in matches instead of hanging out of Dom's hole and ejected from matches. Yeah, but the problem with that, Anto, as well, is we want her, if she's involved in matches, to be something meaningful, not just throwaway stuff. So, and it's not, listen, it's no harm sometimes to dampen it down a little bit to bring it back up in a meaningful type of way. If it's not, I'm always of the opinion that if it's not meaningful, like we just spoke about Bailey and Lyra, Raquel and Roxanne, if it's not meaningful in any way with a payback or a pat to something and all that kind of stuff, there's no point in doing it, really. There's really no point. You're just filling space then. It's clear chicken and broccoli that Bronson Reed is on. Just saying.
Fantastic.
Phil Brooks has put on a lot more muscle since WrestleMania 40.
Yeah, we also haven't seen him since WrestleMania 40. He was on the Bronson Reed diet, is he?
I'd be training with him. And there we are. Rosemary's in there. Hi, lads. This is Aina. How are you, Aina? Hope you're good. We gave you a shout out earlier, brother. And we were telling the story about coming in and stuff. And Aina's favorite show is the SmackDown Motel, and his favorite presenter, his favorite podcast person, is the one and only Brent. So there you go. Aina, we might even try and organize an old SmackDown Motel shirt for you or something like that. We get something sorted, you know.
Keith doesn't even get one of those, so.
Yeah, I couldn't comment on YouTube. No, that's okay. That's cool, pal. It's all good. Do you watch Facebook comments? We do. Yeah, they're all in here. They all come true. Don't worry. They all come true. We don't miss a thing. We're very sophisticated here at the upper tier. We are. Lads, what do you think of this? Brock takes the win in Italy and then the rubber match SummerSlam. That would be his last match. Absolutely perfect.
Yeah, he'll retire in his hometown, Minneapolis, 110%.
But I think for the next two matches, we want actual matches. We want to see. I'd love to see them in like a 10 or a 15-minute match where they really have to work for it and stuff like that and really go at it. Yeah. I want to see Brock go out on his shield.
Could the next one be a stipulation match instead of just a normal basic match?
I don't think it needs it because we're gonna go into it 1-1, aren't we? Gonna go into it 1-1. Unless they want to go real cool and do a Hell in a Cell or a cage.
Look, Brock did it with Cody all those SummerSlams ago. We know Brock can go for 15, 20, 25 minutes. We know he can do that. I was
just thinking of a cage match. Like one of them ends up wrecking the cage, like what Big Show did years ago. Do you remember when he destroyed half the cage?
I just don't think it
needs or the ring just collapses.
Yeah, that was fun. But you need two whopper fucking. You need like a Mark Henry and a Khali, and not so much Khali, but
Big Show.
Big Show like Mark Henry.
Just marriage tag team titles as one set of championships which can be defended.
Yeah, I wish they do
that. Shout. Show. Even if you look at both shows, there's you still couldn't run a tournament if they vacated.
Still struggling.
No, still gone.
Sheamus needs the IC belt. He deserves to be a brand. 100%. That's gonna happen. That's just gonna happen. There's no doubt about it. Lads, what if Sheamus is the man under the Danhausen sheet? Someone knows an Irish flag. Someone knows an Irish flag in the corner of the promo. Oh.
Trips is a bastard for that.
Well, I would like to go on record as saying Sheamus would be more believable as Frankenstein than what Enzo Amore is. I'm just putting that out there. That's for sure. Big up, Aine. I hope you're good, brother.
Or Baron Corbin, just saying, be a lot better than that.
Can we look beyond the homeless and the happy Corbin stuff and put that to one side and start fresh again?
If he comes back as the lone wolf, Baron Corbin, if he has that personality that he had in NXT and when he first came up to the main roster, I'd give him a shot because we're not looking to push him to the moon here. We're just looking at him to do a good job in this general storyline, which I believe he can do. We're not looking to push him to the bloody moon.
I think he'd be good in NXT to help them down there.
No.
To be honest with you, I'm not a big fan of
it. If they could turn the tag division around and we had a solid tag division, I'd love to see him and Damian Priest tag together.
The class
would be awesome. We might get the actual
Priest sitting there with nothing to do. Like
we might get the actual ascension that we always wanted. There you go. Crash Jay, way better.
100% agree. 100% agree.
Agreed.
Jay's work in the last few weeks has been stellar.
But have we all noticed that Jimmy is better on the mic than Jay, right? But
Jimmy was great this week.
They've really been pushing Jimmy forward as the face of this tag team lately. Have you noticed that? It's always him on the mic. It's always him calling the shots. And
he's the one that
pushes to the background a little bit.
No, but
he needs the appearance money now with the kids.
But Jay's in the background calling the shots, though. Understand? He made it fun, but you can see Jay in the background calling the shots.
I'm actually loving Jay's mic work at the minute, though. Or Jimmy's mic work, sorry. Loving it at the minute.
Yeah, no bother at all, Aina. You're worth it, brother. I hope you have a safe trip back as well. If you're still on the way back. Yeah, absolutely. What else did I want to talk about? Lads, Joe Hendry. What's happening here with Joe Hendry and like
well, Logan Paul got injured, didn't he? So that's out the window.
I know, but they made such a big deal of this guy. They hunted him down in TNA. They gave him the moment with Orton at WrestleMania 41. Yeah. They brought him into NXT. They shotgunned him from NXT up onto the main roster.
Yeah.
And it's for Logan Paul, and it's just.
Do you think he's on the? Do you think he's on the wrong show, Niall? Do you think he should be on the SmackDown?
I think if you're on SmackDown, you're drowning anyway. That show.
I think he'd be drowning even worse. Do you know what he needs to do? He needs to take that guitar and go fucking all Jeff Jarrett with it. And absolutely upend someone. Absolutely upend someone with the guitar.
I agree. Use it to your advantage.
He might need. Does he need to turn heel and go rock levels with the concerts or something like that? Does he need?
Yeah, I think Joe Henry would be a phenomenal heel.
He's got it in him. He feels a bit too wholesome at the moment or something, doesn't he? It's just kind of like
he's gone stale very, very, very quickly, and it's because it's been the same shtick since he left. And look, it's not his. I actually really like it. But I can see that the crowd reaction, they're just kind of like they're singing the choruses and then that's it. He got attacked this week. Him getting attacked this week was almost an afterthought of Raw. Until you mentioned it there, I think I kind of forgot about it. And that's not on Hendry. Hendry's a phenomenal guy. But
I wonder had they wrote both those chair moments into the script, or was that a pivot? Because we seen obviously with Theory, there was 2 chair attacks, which is very unusual in one show. I wonder was one of them a call go out there and save this, you know what I mean? And obviously the connection with Logan Paul and he's fighting for his buddy who's out injured and stuff like that and all.
I think Division are on their last legs. They know it. They need to push Theory now because they have Bronson Reed out, Logan Paul's out. They either put the rock on Theory here or Division's just it's gonna hurt Braun Breaker more than it's gonna hurt Theory.
But like I said to you, Dave, where did it go next week?
Hey, stop being so negative, says Kevin.
That's directed at
who? Both of them. The Nation of Keith. This lad.
You're pointing at Keith on my screen, so
What What in the name of Jesus was that? Is there an F1 car going by somebody's gaff?
Yeah, motorways out my back garden.
Oh, right, go on.
There
Sorry.
you go. The Judgment Day is getting bad over time. A fantasy book and Judgment Day right now.
100%.
Couldn't agree more.
Joe Hendry's the next Elias. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, did you hear? I listened to JD from New York and he turned around and says, did they not realise Elias is on TNA? He just wears white and he's a different name. They could have just brought him back instead of Joe Hendry. It was mad. Yeah, crazy.
You know what? I want to say this, right? JD from New York, right? I don't agree with him all the time, but lately, and maybe it's because I'm getting a bit older. I find myself, you're
running out of hills to die on. That's the problem.
The only thing is sometimes it's a little bit weird because, like, I was looking at today's show, and I really enjoy his shows. But today's show was a decent episode of Raw, and then he still comes in at the start, boring. And you're there, you either liked it or you didn't like it. You can't be somewhere in between. You can't please everyone. Joe Hendry is only good if Otis is dressed up in a bunny costume.
Oh yeah, what do you make of that Maxine Dupree thing backstage?
Again, like the rest of Raw, it was scattered. I couldn't follow half the bloody show. This just happened, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
But they're adding a dynamic to a group that should be non-existent now. They should be non-existent, and that's what's happening. So what they're doing is they're giving more legs, no pun intended, to a group that shouldn't have those legs anymore. I think they should abandon that yesterday and push her in another direction.
What did you make of Jordane's Grace pitch? That apparently she's all over creative at the moment. She wants to be the Paul Heyman girl.
She absolutely deserves it. Oh, she's phenomenal. Absolutely brilliant. 100% behind her all the way. And she'd be deadly as well because she's an animal. She's a beast.
Bring her into the division. Bring her into the division.
Division. Okay.
Don't know.
I would have went I don't know. Maybe that's the way to launch it just before they break up. But
you think about it this way. You've got Theory in there in magnificent shape. You've got Bronson Reed coming back in magnificent shape. You've got Braun Breaker in magnificent shape. And we know Jordane's in unbelievable shape as well. So, like, it kind of fits. I wonder, could you bring her in there and start doing mixed tags?
Could do.
Maybe.
Yeah, could do.
No, I don't. I personally don't see. I'm
not. You're not a fan of mixed tags anyway, Brendan.
I don't like mixed tags. They're as useful as non-title matches. Brutal. Shouldn't happen. That's it.
But in fairness, though, the CM Punk and Seth Rollins one was good with AJ Lee and Becky. That was good for the build-up of the storyline. If there's a good storyline to it, it can be good.
Yeah, but the match was trash.
Yeah.
It wasn't the best, no, but the storyline for
payback was horrific. The build-up was great. The payback was horrific, which is not much good to us.
No. Anyway, we'll see. But I actually think that's a brilliant idea, Niall. I hadn't seen it. I think it's deadly.
Theory is fantastic. His ego hurt his career early on, but he's gonna be the next big. Yeah, I think he's gonna do well.
I disagree with you.
Yeah, Santi Sapp is good as well. Yeah, I like his stuff as well. Yeah, I like his stuff. I like watching a lot of it, really, and stuff like that. It's great. It's great seeing. It's great. Do you know what I love about it is there's always different opinions or different angles to opinions and stuff like that. And that's what we love about pro wrestling, isn't it, really? Logan and Austin are good because they are chumps. Love it. Kevin, put Grayson Waller and Austin Theory together. Yeah, it didn't do too bad originally. It's okay originally. If they put the focus on it, Kevin, if they push the focus in there. Maxine fancies Austin Theory, Otis versus Austin Theory versus Maxine. Yeah, I would say so. Nixon 4. What do we reckon, lads? Nixon 4. You're doing the NBA stuff.
No, they've done it. They've done it in 4. They've done it in 4. It's amazing. Yeah, I mean, it was a given really when you look at what the Cavs were doing. Me and Keith watched quite a lot of this series, and it was just capitulation from the Cavs. Absolute capitulation, and New York looked fantastic as a result of it. So I want San Antonio and Knicks in the final. I want them in the NBA final.
The first time the Knicks are in it in 27 years.
Yeah, they've not been there since the late 90s.
What did JD say this morning on the show? He said the last time he seen the Knicks relevant, he says Patrick Ewing was playing for them or something.
1997. Yeah.
Mental.
What is this? Is this the cup?
This
NBA.
is NBA.
No, I know it's NBA,
finals,
but
yeah.
is it? Oh, cool. Okay, very good. I'll be looking forward to the videos starting in October. Go on, sorry.
See.
They'll have to start before October if you want to get involved in this. They'll be
Well,
well
we'll be doing a watch along for the draft, folks. If you're interested in the NBA draft, me and Keith will be doing a watch along the 23rd of July for night one. So the first round of the NBA draft. We will see what
For
we
their
can do
new
for
show, The Upper Tier Slam Dunk the Funk.
Brand's lying. That's right.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that.
The Division, unfortunately, have been unlucky. One step forward, two steps back with injuries. Yeah, they've been really unlucky.
Constantly.
And right at key moments as well, when things are some kind of settling into a kind of a something we can attach to, you know. Driving home, so listening in, but can't type in the chat. Nice.
Then what's the message then?
Don't you worry, Anto. Good to have you aboard, my man.
I wonder if you have the Android Auto or the Apple Play, can you
Yeah,
talk?
I've seen people do it from the
Can you
steering wheel.
voice
Yeah,
it?
I've seen people do it from the steering wheel on WhatsApp. Like, it's crazy.
Massive Bronson fan, him as world heavyweight champion. There's a show.
Believable, to be fair.
Watching the main event on Raw, I thought Roman and Jacob were going to kiss.
Now, I liked that. I liked how it ended. I don't like the fact
You're a Westlife
course you
fan.
did.
Of course you did.
Westlife forever, 100%. But what I'm saying is, it was just, there was no hiding at the end. It was respectful. They kept to the gimmick, and they said, "See you in the ring. I'm gonna knock the bollocks out of you."
Brown was getting the tissues out.
I was quite upset watching it.
And
I
his
thought it was a
butler's
beautiful
bread as well.
moment. Wait, what?
Butler's bread.
Oh, what has that got to do with my tears?
Because you like Butler's bread.
He was
How can you
assuming
make
your
Butler's
tears were
bread?
as dry as your bread. Double or Nothing, best pay-per-view in AEW history.
Wouldn't go that far, but yeah, it was fantastic.
You're just romantic about the first few. That's all.
I can't deny it, Niall. I can't deny it. But let's get into it. Why not? Let's get into it.
I'm going to go back and I'm getting it there for you.
Oh,
There we go. So take it away, Dave. Where do you want to start? Where do you want to chat before these lads come in with the hate? We could talk
Will
about
you-
everything that was great.
I will.
Go on.
Sorry, go on, Bren.
I was going to say, can I, when you get to the Edge and Christian match, you know the question I'm going to ask, and I just want your opinion.
And
on
I've
it.
already answered it, and I won't be answering it
didn't.
again.
You did not answer it.
I did
didn't.
earlier on, but you weren't listening.
Okay, so
When I get to that,
Please-
I will come to you.
please, because I would like to know, just for anybody that hasn't seen it, how a brick protecting somebody's arm, and he's hitting the brick as if it's one of those new self-absorbent bricks.
Do you know what the issue was?
What?
And we spoke about this before with AEW.
What?
The cameraman fucked up.
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, look, I take that. Fair enough. But it's still, but at the end of the day, no matter what angle you put that, it's still a steel chair hitting a brick. Like I said in the chat, it's like somebody throwing a brick at my house.
Yeah, but do you know what happened?
Yeah.
What happened was the camera shots showed literally down the tunnel of the brick. And when he was hitting it with the chair, there was literally no impact on the arm. If you had a camera angle just over his shoulder, side onto the brick, when he's smashing the brick, and I would add to this as well, when he was hitting the brick, I don't think our boy was doing a great job on selling for it either.
To be honest, if I was in Christian's position, I'd be like, "What is this? Who wrote this shit? What am I doing?"
Hang on. This wasn't called on the fly now. Don't act like this guy went into this match and didn't know this was going to happen. Like, it was going to happen.
Can we leave the shitting on the AEW till the end for a change?
We want a little bit top level as well. We don't want to play by play on this, or we'll be here till the watch along on.
No, I've matches now. Don't you worry.
Fair enough.
Yeah, go ahead, Dave. Give it to me.
Right, so I'll start with the negatives. The big negative for me was 12 matches.
And you say don't be shitting on AEW and you start with the negatives.
I'm not shitting on it. I'm saying they need to reduce the matches.
All right.
7 will do. 8, 7 out of push. 6 matches will do. Keep the important ones there. But in saying that, the quality of what was on show here was phenomenal. I love the venue that they used as well. They used the venue in Queens. It's actually a tennis court. So they put the ring in the middle of a tennis court, and because it's so what tennis courts are like, fans are right on top of it. The atmosphere in there was unbelievable. They're right on top of everything, and it just gets trapped. And I was like, this is the atmosphere you want for this pay-per-view. And I'll start off with one of my favorite matches, which was Okada against Takeshita. This was just an absolute clinic. You know, I love when big Japanese stars face off against each other. You're not going to get bigger than these two, but I love that they had the respect for each other in the ring. And it was just so hard hitting as well. I love the stiffness them two put into it. Like, this match was just phenomenal, just hard hitting, real proper wrestling. You know, no bullshit.
I tweeted about it, Dave. It's probably Okada's best showing on foreign soil. And also, I've put it in there at the moment as one of the leading contenders for match of the year.
Yeah, easy.
That's
and
what this was.
I think what went down as well was, I think there was a lot of social media pressure on Okada because people were watching him in New Japan, and they noticed that he was given more in New Japan than he was in AEW, which I kind of understand. It's his home country. That's where he came from. I get it. But I think there was a little bit of pressure from higher up saying, look, people are starting to notice the difference in your matches between there and here. You're going to have to step it up. You know, otherwise we can't have it. You know what I mean? It has to be the same on both. And I think having someone like Takeshita in there, he was like, if I'm going to do it with anyone, it's going to be this guy. But it was just, I could watch that again and again and again, because it's just, I love matches that are clinics, has a story behind it, keeps you engrossed in it. And yeah, saying it's an early contender for match of the year, definitely. Now, keep in mind, we've got a lot of the year left. But that one was
and I'm not even talking AEW match of the year. I'm talking across the board.
Full, across the board. Don't blame me. The next one I'll touch on is Brent's favorite, the tag match.
Yes.
So what I love about the ability of Edge and Christian is they've done it for so long and so many years in these matches that they just have a formula. It works. They know what the crowd want. FTR are so just a pair of arseholes, and they know it, and they feed off of that. And going into this match, I expected a lot of weapons being used. I expected a lot of hardcore stuff in this match. But what I loved about it was Beth coming back.
Deadly.
Niall, you were talking about the redemption for the Beth arc in this storyline, and we finally got it on Sunday night, because that was one thing you pointed out that I really wanted to touch on in this. If they didn't do it, touch on in this show. And when she came out and passed them it was
thank God.
Thank God. I was like, yes, they finally finished
the terraces. The terraces don't forget.
Yeah. And I thought the way they finished it.
What about the reception for Edge? I mean, it's amazing. It is phenomenal. Like,
it's different level. And I mean, if he retires at All In, tears will be shed. I'm not even ashamed.
And he knows himself. You can see by his reaction. Yeah. He's soaking it in. He knows he's on the clock. Yeah. He knows
he said it himself. He brought out that vignette in that video, and he said, "Look, I've only got so long left. This is it for me. Like, my body's just not doing what it's supposed to do." And I was like, "Yeah, look, fair play to you for coming out and saying it. You know, this is the end for me now. I'm coming up to the last. You know what I mean?"
But what a moment!
Enjoy this.
Beth passing them the weapon to finish the match.
WWE. Well, we can only hope. We can only hope, Ted. We can only hope, Ted.
I love it.
But yeah, having a fight in a pallet crate or something. It was crazy.
If you haven't seen Batista's take on that, look it up. It's hilarious.
Yeah, anyway, it's very, very good. Moxley against Kyle O'Reilly. Dare I say anything else? Like, these two did it midweek. They done it again. And I'll maintain this. Whatever Mox is doing to turn himself towards the wrestling side and get back into the ring in a wrestling capacity is working.
I think he knows himself, Dave, that he can't keep doing what he's doing at his age.
No, his body was running out of blood.
But he's now focusing on the wrestling side, and he's doing a great job, because those matches with Kyle O'Reilly, I think he'll look back on them and go, okay, I need to keep doing that. That's what I need to
But he is in the ring with a guy who's like a technical genius when it comes to wrestling as well. Yeah. Kyle O'Reilly was very underrated in the Undisputed Era, and 100%. He was absolutely phenomenal. He could have done. And I say the same about Roddy Strong as well. These guys are very undervalued in terms of performers. Yeah. These guys have
to see them in the title picture in AEW. Yeah, like but even Roddy Strong as well. Like,
yeah, but even apart from that, even these guys can show up week in, week out, and just put on a really, really solid wrestling match and make anyone look good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of time for Kyle O'Reilly, very strong guys like that. Unfortunately, Adam
100%.
Cole as well. But
Dave, what did you make of Mick Foley? Do you think they make him as a GM or something like that?
Do you know what? I was afraid that he was going to get into the ring. And when I found out he was just there to make an appearance, I was like, that's okay. That's fine. If he wants to turn up and just get on the mic and big up whatever it is, I've no problem with that. The guy can come out and go on the microphone and make an appearance all he wants. I was like, phew, right, dodge the bullet there. Nobody's going to die in the ring. Happy days. Do you know what I mean? If he's there to make an appearance, and I don't believe the spiel for a second. Niall, you know Mick Foley the way he is. There's no way he said AEW like made him fall in love with wrestling again and meant it. I'm sorry. There's no way he meant that. He was paid to say that in front of that crowd, and I'll take no other conviction other than that.
I'm not going to work for the company that's involved with Trump, so I'm going to go to the other company that funds Trump. What the fuck is this? Is this guy just lunatic or what? Like,
yeah. How do you justify that, Dave? Not you personally, as an AEW fan. How do you justify? And even if I'm Tony Khan, I'm giving money to Trump or whatever, I don't want somebody like Foley to shit on me then in a couple of months' time.
I don't look. I know the whole billionaire thing is relevant in this case, but I try not to pay attention to it. I shove it aside. Where fair play to Mick came out.
You know where this could end up going, and this is like very concerning.
Trump versus Foley? No, sorry, go on.
No, this could end up. We could run back Mania 22 here, and Foley could be Edge's retirement match.
I didn't want to say that. I didn't want to say that, but I was thinking.
I don't think it will be. I think they'll get the titles now, and they'll keep the tag titles still all in.
Well, we know we know that Foley has said he wants one more match. As crazy as that is.
Against MJF.
I don't think his wife will let him, personally speaking.
Nope. No, well sound. He can talk. No, he can talk.
What's his daughter?
Oh.
Anyway.
Unless I've missed something.
Oh, Bren.
He's not Marty Jannetty now, come on.
Oh my god.
But we'll move on to then the one that I was a bit worried about, which was Swerve against Bandito, Swerve Strickland. Because the two styles are so different, I was a little worried about, okay, how are they going to carry this? Are they going to mix the two styles? Because obviously Bandito's a lucha high flyer, but he's not like a small, like thin lucha. He's quite built. Swerve is a very brawler style. But they found a balance. I enjoyed it. So it wasn't my match of the night now, but I thought they did a good job pulling it off, because that was the one I was worried about the most, was whether them two could really pull it off. And I thought, okay, Swerve did well. He gave a little bit of leeway to the kind of high-flying stuff. And in that, Bandito was selling for his hard-hitting, clotheslines, and especially, his kind of heavy moves as well, the power bombs, all of that stuff. I thought he sold it really, really well. Found a great balance in that match. But when you get to the main event, and I said this from 2 weeks ago, I said, yes, they're putting it back on MJF. Thank the Lord. The main event was phenomenal, right? And it wasn't just because of the result, but the fans the atmosphere in that place elevated some of those matches to where they shouldn't have been. Do you know what I mean? Like MJF, obviously he's in Queens, he's where he came from. I'm pretty sure he came from Queens or somewhere thereabouts, Long Island or something.
The camera angle for the coffin drop was just amazing. he literally came down off the Tron or whatever it is, did the coffin drop, and the camera nearly swallowed him. If there was no lens on it, he probably would have went straight through the camera and onto the floor, the little fecker. It was just so good. Sometimes they get the angle and the camera work right.
It made up for Bren. I will comment on that. The cameraman, the wrong camera was chosen for the Christian cinder block spot. I really don't know what they were thinking, to be honest with you. Wow. You hit a cinder block when your arm's in the middle of it, you're not going to feel a fucking thing. That's just common sense. Like, I get it.
It really bugged me. It bugged me to the point where, Dave, I have to tell you, man, I had to stop working for an hour and work and all that. My head wasn't right. So just get on to Tony, tell him to sort it out. If that happens again, I'll find you personally responsible. You hear?
Oh.
Bren, all you do is restock the crayons.
He portions blame very quickly, doesn't he? See, that's the host in him. You see, he comes in here on the Tuesday thinking it's the SmackDown motel we're checking into. And this is what happens here. You know what I mean? This is what happens.
Dave, here's another question for you.
Know your role and push yourself below Niall there, will you? Anyway, go on, Keith.
Do you think that Tony Khan really needs to seriously have a look at these pay-per-views? Because I felt so sorry for the fans at 1 o'clock in the morning being stranded out there without any transportation.
Yeah, I think this is a watershed moment for him. Like I said at the start, 12 matches is too much, Keith. It is. It's way too much. Like, it's different when you're at Wembley, right? Because the Wembley cards are quite stacked as it is, and there is a lot of matches. But he started at about 5 or 6 at Wembley. It's not like it's a really late start.
Yeah.
So even if it does go over, the buses run till fucking 1,
Finishes
2
at 3 the next day.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know what I mean? So you're already there for the Sunday service. Do you know what I mean?
That's like a one-off.
Well, tell us this. That's one thing, but tell us this. Why the hell does New York or New Jersey shut down public transport at 10 o'clock on a Sunday evening? That is ridiculous.
Do you know what
I got half of that at Mania 35.
It's weird that New York does it. It's weird that New York does it.
For a city that doesn't sleep, their public transport certainly does. That's for sure. Yeah, I thought it was stupid. 1 a.m. in New York, surely you could get a bus or a subway somewhere.
But does it like you go to the middle of Times Square in New York at any time? I've been there at 3 in the morning. I've been there at 4 in the morning, and it's like there's a lot of people there. You know what I mean?
Manhattan is different though. You're talking about Queens here.
All right,
right?
Fair enough.
Manhattan probably runs all night. Same with London. You go to London, you can get tube at 3 in the morning.
It's crazy everywhere.
Yeah, but if London, you can get transport anytime.
If they know there's a big show, on, someone should make a call to them and say, lads, we need you to put on transport till midnight or 1 or whatever it is. It's just horrific.
And I don't know whether that's on Tony Khan or that's on New York because
a bit of both. A little from column A, a little from column B.
Yeah, because like New York know about this because AEW have to tell them about it when they're running the event. They book it. New York knows about it. So I suppose, you're right. It's a bit of column A, a bit of column B. 100%. But I think he's got to learn from it. I think he'll look at it and go, shit, fuck, we left people out in the cold here. Yeah. Well, not really cold, but you know what I mean. We left people out here without a way of getting home.
Yeah.
So I think he'll learn from it. I think he'll definitely take it on board and be like, right, from now on, we don't leave people just stranded there. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know
like I said, that was London, they'd have gotten home.
I mean,
just cut it down to 6 or 7 matches.
No, but not even that. These fucking Stadium Stampede, Casino Royale, fucking bullshit, 20-man, crowbar everyone onto the pay-per-view, shite, does my head in as well. They take so long. They take so long, and it's like
don't get me wrong, it's different when you're there and stuff literally happens behind you out of nowhere. Like there's a guy who put on Twitter that he was up in the nosebleeds. Well, I wouldn't even call it nosebleeds for this. There wasn't a bad spot in the stadium, but he had a railing behind him. He looked behind the railing, and just a car comes speeding in and crashes into something, and there's a spot going on behind the railing behind them. And I thought, when you're there, you're watching on TV, it's a bit fucking annoying, and you're waiting for it. It's taking too long. But see, when you're there and something's happening right behind your railing, you're like, holy shit! Like I am front and center for that. Do you know what I mean? There's no one else who can see that.
Excellent.
Like, we're the only ones who can see that. And it's a little
talk to me about Ospreay Joe. I was a little bit concerned about Styles kind of meshing, but pretty good.
It did its job. I wasn't overly impressed with it, but again, I had the same concerns with that as I did with Swerve and Bandito. Joe was a bruiser. Joe was a battler. Joe was a fighter. Will Ospreay is, well, we all know Will Ospreay is. He's a high flippy. But no, look, we all know what Ospreay can do. But as much as people give him crap for the way he is in the ring, he's like MJ when it comes to selling, but not overly stupid. He can sell really well and make Joe look like an absolute danger man. And he did that well. And Joe came across, look, Will had to carry him a little bit because Joe's getting on. Joe's coming to the end of his career.
Yeah, we do forget how long Joe's been around now.
Exactly. And like Will did him a real solid in that match because Will was thinking, look, you're 46, is he? 46, 47?
Yeah.
And he's had some serious injuries. Remember when he was in WWE and he had to go on commentary for God knows how many years?
And he's been wrestling a long, long time as well. Like he's been wrestling since he was a kid.
Yeah. So
I'll say this about Will Ospreay. Okay, and I'm one of the people that can give him some stick sometimes. I seen him live.
I met him twice in OTT.
He was brilliant. He was so good. What bugs me about it is I seen a clip. I re-seen this clip today actually on the best professional wrestler in the world. Nobody touches him. Well, you're not. You're not. You can go, but you're not the best in the world. Like, you're really not, like, because you don't have that aura.
Neither CM Punk.
With all due respect, Dave,
It's a
at least with
gimmick.
CM Punk, there's a bit of an argument there. There's a bit of an argument.
There was an argument there.
I brought
Not
up Goldust. I brought up Goldust being world champ, and we won't get into it just yet. And what I was told was no. The best feud in wrestling was going on at that moment. John Cena versus CM Punk. And I'm just saying, like, for Will Ospreay to say, "Oh, bruv, I'm the best in the world." No, you're not. Stop, because he means it. It's not a gimmick. He means it, and he's just not. Sorry. Continue, Dave. I apologize for cutting over you.
Ospreay, outside of AEW, obviously runs the Eve women's promotion in London, doing a phenomenal job with that. He's really fair play to him. Like, there's very few guys out there, if any, actually, that own a women's promotion and push it as much as he does. You know what I mean? The Eve is now jumping from strength to strength, and it's getting a lot more.
Dave, how are they doing with the women's division itself with losing Tony Storm for until next year?
It's not struggling. It's kind of like when a football team is
different
rebuilding. They're trying to find out who the next big stars are. That's where they are at the minute, and they're not doing too badly. I like Telka. I was a bit apprehensive of them putting the title on her, but when she got that title and she became this kind of like obnoxious, arrogant heel, I thought, okay, I can buy into this now. That was a good shout. I wasn't all for it at the beginning, but then she won me over. But I think they're just trying to find out where all of these girls fit in this new, sphere of women's wrestling AEW, because it was built around Toni Storm. Let's not forget, she was the face of it for so many years. And now they're back to the drawing board going, right, who's good enough or who's stepping up enough to become the new big thing in women's wrestling in AEW?
Yeah. Let us know, folks, anyone in the chat as well. If you are coming over for All In and you're going to be at it and stuff like that, if you just want to meet up or do something, let us know. Always open to that and have a bit of crack and stuff,
Absolutely.
The other thing I'd say about Ospreay, going back on the Ospreay point as well, you got to remember, Bren, as well, they're tracking this guy towards becoming the world champion. So he has to be seen to be saying, I'm the guy, in order for it to be believable as well, that you don't have that kind of goof. Because it looks like I think he's a shoe in for the belt at All In, isn't he?
Well, the last All In he was at, he won the belt as well off it, and he faced MJF in the last All In he was at for the International Championship. When MJF again came out with the Star Spangled Banner and made it the American Championship, I thought it was absolutely genius. But he won that at Wembley, and the reception was really fucking good.
100% rib shot. If you look at his matches in OTT and all that we were at, were phenomenal. Unbelievable. When they were doing that, the Uptown, what was it? The Uptown Funkers, with Ryan Smile.
Ryan Smiles, wasn't it?
Quality stuff. So, as a matter of fact, such good stuff that deserved probably a bigger setting, even though the Tivoli was in our hearts and stuff. But the stuff they did, R.I.P. Ryan Smile and all, but the stuff they did was phenomenal.
Like, the reason that Ospreay as well didn't go to WWE and he did accept the AEW deal was because of the stuff with Eve. Like, they're allowing him to manage his wrestling company as well as being AEW, which I find to be really, really, like, I have a lot of respect for that, because obviously he's bigging up women's wrestling. As I said, he's running this promotion in London, which Martina was champion, is still champion actually. Session Mott is still champion.
Javon Evans fan, Javon Evans fan in the house, big up Vaina. Yeah. Was JBL a wrestling god though, Bren?
That's an excellent point, Ted. That is an excellent point. He was a wrestling god.
He was Trump before Trump was Trump.
That is
chasing people at the border,
with the Mexicans.
Crazy stuff. He was great, but Punk is just the best in the world.
Yeah.
Ryan Smile, R.I.P. Yeah, absolutely, Ted, 100%. What a wrestler. What a wrestler.
But overall, All In, 9 out of 10 for me for Double or Nothing. I thought it's set up the next couple of months to be really, really good. I mean, we all know AEW pay-per-views. Like over 2025, we constantly praise the consistency of AEW's pay-per-views. Now he's shot the bed and there's more matches coming out of his arse than ever. But what we loved about last year's was when it was predominantly 6 or 7 matches last year, and we praised the pay-per-views. So as long as he brings it back to that, fine. He's going to hit a home run. What I also noticed as well, right, after Double or Nothing, and I was scrolling through TikTok and Instagram and all that stuff, right, keeping an eye on what the trend was with all these, not influencers, but a lot of the crowd responses was there's a lot more people shifting towards AEW now after Saturday night's main event. And I'm not saying they're shifting as in they're changing from WWE to AEW, but there's a lot more people paying attention now after Double or Nothing. They're seeing a lot more people kind of focusing on that because they're not getting that kind of...
You know, the biggest problem, Dave, is then the TV stuff falls flat in its face. And then they check out again. That's the issue. If they can bring that momentum into the weekly TV shows and build towards the next bigger shows and stuff like that, then you're on a winner. The issue is then you'll get a Dynamite this week that'll be fucking junk or whatever it is, and then it just falls flat again. You know what I mean? And that's the real problem. That's a great shout out on NXT as well, because Sean, I think, actually did a shorter show on it. He was concerned about NXT getting a little bit stale. So,
and I will say this about
bad now, actually.
I will say this about Sean O. He's very, 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 very positive. So if he's saying something like that, nobody genuinely does some credence to it.
Yeah, especially NXT. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I don't think it can be 9 out of 10 because of the length of it. But I mean, we know what the length is going to be. That's not going to change. You know what I mean? So it's.
But the matches that we were given and the quality that we got is what I'm judging this on.
Yeah,
you know, the venue.
Don't forget, folks. Yeah, don't forget, folks. As we said, would you have 12? Would you rather have 5 dog matches? No, I think what we're looking for somewhere around, and we had it with a couple of them, Dave, didn't we? That we covered at the tail end of last year.
Tail end of October, November
shows. 6-8 matches was really good.
Banging.
You're looking for somewhere in that 6 to 8 match range, and you know they're all of a pretty good quality and stuff like that.
Because WWE goes 4 matches and 90% of the bloody pay-per-views ads. Do you know what I mean? We're not getting enough variety or enough wrestling, really. Let's be honest with you.
Yeah, like Ted, same thing. It's the weekly shows that hurt them, really. You know. Let's have a quick chat about Clash. Don't forget, folks. Lots of watch-alongs and everything coming your way this week. We rattled it off top of the show, but make sure hit the like, hit the bell notification button. Make sure you're following the channel. You'll see it all coming up there. You'll be alerted to it and stuff like that. And get involved in the chat as much as you want. We love the interaction and all the rest of it. Heading into Clash, Bran. Give us a rundown from Clash. Looks stellar on the graphic. Will it deliver is the question.
I think it looks amazing. I'm looking forward to it. I think we're going to see a few surprises as well. After seeing what happened on Raw and basically what we talked about, Reigns not showing up not that he's not showing up, not scheduled for night's champions. We could see 2 new world champions at the end of Clash. What a historic night in Italy if the 2 world titles change. That's how to turn heads. And you want to talk about the algorithm, Dave. People will shoot straight back to WWE in that moment. I actually genuinely believe Cody is losing against Gunther. I believe that. And look, I'll be on the watch along. If I'm wrong, I'm accountable. I have a strong chance Jacob will win him.
I can't see Cody dropping.
But then, but just imagine a new women's IC champ, 2 new world champs. Jade's not winning that belt back. What they do at Lesnar, I think what they do between Lesnar and things is going to be the talking point of the event. So that has to be special because you don't want it to be the whole show being stellar and them to mess up with that.
They open with Brock and Oba so Brock can get home quick.
But look, in Italy, I don't know. But here's
jet on the tarmac. Wait till you see. He'll have a jet on that tarmac at the airport. Right? We'll fire that up.
At the airport. They could have the match at the airport.
Here's the thing. This show kicks off 7 o'clock our time, 8 o'clock Italian time. We'll be live at 6:30. What a great day that's going to be for us. We're not up till 3 in the morning. We're going to go to bed at a reasonable time. And one of 2 things will happen. Either we'll be over the moon or I'll be over the moon or I'll be in the absolute bleeding height of it.
Are we back-to-back Raws as well? Are we getting back-to-back Raws at our time?
We are indeed.
And well, not back-to-back Raws.
SmackDown is on.
And we will be live for every one of them.
Yeah, this is the place to be if you want coverage.
I won't be watching long and on SmackDown. I will be at Talk Park on Friday.
Talk Park? Sounds interesting. Keith, you should definitely go to Talk Park. But look, well, lads, what do you think? Like that's my opinion on it anyway. Dave, you disagree with me there. You can't see it happening.
No,
what do you think of the card? And talk me through it. Talk us through it.
I like the card. I think Rhea will beat Jade, but then again, if she beats Jade, where does Jade go from there? Do you know what I mean? They've really put themselves in an awful position having this rematch. In my opinion, where do you go? Either the Rhea wins, who's next up? Okay, fair enough. Jade loses, Where did he go with Jade?
Dave, this is
Where-
building
This
up
is
to
the
Charlotte.
prolong. This
This
is
building up
the
to
prolong
Charlotte.
Charlotte. This is going towards Charlotte. SummerSlam. Charlotte's getting the title at SummerSlam. That's what it's doing.
That's what he did on SmackDown last week.
Becky and
Could you
Soul,
put somebody else in that position? Absolutely.
If Soul's not
So
injured,
then,
give
if
it a
Charlotte's getting the title at SummerSlam, then does it make more sense that it's Jade Cargill, because that's where she's been having the heat, isn't it?
No,
not
more
with
so
Rhea.
Rhea. No, more so Rhea because there's a history there.
yeah,
I think
the
that
Rhea
building towards
Charlotte
Rhea.
stuff does have a bit of traction.
But
to
has,
it,
has Charlotte not been walking out at times on Cargill's entrance and return and stuff like that? No. Is that not what she's been doing?
Not the
Poking
odd,
at
the
her a
odd
little bit?
time, but not as many. It's more so to do with Rhea and Charlotte.
Will there be an appetite for Rhea and Charlotte again?
I don't think so, personally.
It's been to the well too many times, isn't it?
Yeah, but the card overall is solid.
Kate, what-
I'm looking forward to it. Brett, like Jacob and Roman speaks for itself. I'm looking forward to seeing them two in the ring. And Oba Brock is just going to be, like I said, the first time they faced off. They're giving us that nostalgia feel of late 80s, early 90s, big men in the ring, two giants. Yeah, all day long.
Slapping meat.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, it's lucky we're past 9 o'clock watershed, isn't it? I'm joking.
West life, baby, for life.
TV 14 brand.
Yes, I don't know. This potential breakup that's coming as well. I can't get invested in that. I don't think. I'm a fan of both girls and stuff like that, but if you're putting Charlotte on one side and Alexa Bliss on the other side,
Yeah, Niall,
You've got merch out for them as well. You can't just shove merch out there.
do you think they need it with the women's division at the moment, and especially with the way SmackDown is at the moment?
Yeah, but the problem is if they're gonna go down, if they're gonna have Alexa turning on Charlotte, and then that's gonna be the run up to SummerSlam and stuff like that. That's gonna be another one. That's gonna eventually reach Bailey Lyra levels, isn't it? With us, it's gonna be taxing, lads. I think anyway. That's my point of view. Like that. I don't see it meshing and gelling very well. You know what I mean? And it's like.
Well,
if it's Bliss that's turning on her as well, I don't know. Charlotte in the ring with Bliss as the heel. I don't know. I don't know. You know, there was a reason why it was David and Goliath, and Goliath was the heel. Boy, lads, thanks again. Great show. Thanks for the figures, and I'll appreciate you, boy, lads. Hey, keep in touch, brother. Thanks. Always appreciate you tuning in. Big meaty men slapping me.
That's it. As the old phrase goes.
Yeah. So we're getting Becky and Saul, and we're getting Alba Femi and Brock as the first hour on ESPN. So you would assume on the basis of that then that the boys are going to go for a little bit. Surely they're not expecting
20 minutes each. 20 minutes each with 10 minutes of ads in between, or 15 minutes of ads.
Who's going to main event then? It's going to be the Tribal Combat. It's going to main event.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, has to. Yeah. Roman Reigns doesn't do anything but me. Roman Reigns hasn't wrestled on TV since January. He only does main events. He only does pay-per-views.
That's how
he is the OTC one, isn't he? He is the tribal chief.
So there you go.
I think either way, look, we're very excited. It's an exciting card.
I think Jacob needs to win this because they've built him up so much.
Well, Roman's not going to be there for June, so I would imagine Jacob will be winning it.
Yeah, he has to win it, I think.
But then he probably won't, and they'll probably just keep the title off the telly. That's it.
Yeah,
but genuinely,
keep the main title off at Night of Champions.
Yeah,
fair enough.
True.
Someone let the pin out of that hot air balloon.
Would you put it past WWE?
No,
I wouldn't put it past them, to be honest.
How many times have we bigged up a pay-per-view on foreign soil last year and this year? How many times have we gone, oh, it could be this, same shit?
But it's not like WWE are brilliant at making sense, because they're not.
Surely they can't drag us all the way to Clash in Italy and have nothing happen. Something has to happen.
I'm looking at a sweep. I'm looking at a sweep of the.
Here's a prediction for you. So in the third match for the Oba and Brock Lesnar for SummerSlam, could you see Paul Heyman turning on Lesnar?
No,
not a chance. Not a hope in hell.
You want to talk about going back to the well?
No. I'm just saying
they live at that well.
No, I'm just saying to you because he said that he wants to manage Oba Femi one day. So that's what got me thinking.
No.
Yeah, after Brock retires at SummerSlam.
Yeah. They can't be doing that.
Speaking of Hulk Hogan documentaries, and it's a nice little segue there from Ted. Made in America.
Is that real?
Coming up.
Yeah, it is real.
It's very real.
Yeah,
it's on this weekend. I
thought you were winding me up today.
No.
Well, Iran and everything is going on at the moment, so it wouldn't be WWE without tribute to the troops, would it?
I don't believe that.
Ryan, what are you eating?
Jellies. What's the deal behind it? What's going on?
It's basically it seems to me like it's going to be a kind of like a documentary thing that's kind of leaning on WWE's connection down through the years with brand America, if you like, like kind of like a semi kind of tribute to the troops kind of thing and all, So I seen the clip. Hogan's featured in it and everything, and also
Sergeant Slaughter.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting.
Yeah, as you would expect. So it'll probably be interesting, but it's like I think there's footage in it from Cena's involved as well, isn't he? His footage from tribute to the troops and stuff.
Dusty Rhodes is in it, isn't he? I think.
Yeah, I think they go way back on this. Like it's.
I was going to say they go way. Can I just say as well though, and it's on it's obviously leading into UFC, UFC Freedom it's called. I think it's mental that some of the wrestlers are getting stick online because they're doing what their company says and they're obligated to appear at the event, regardless of who was running the event, regardless of where you lean politically. It doesn't matter. They work for TKO, so they will appear at that event if they're asked to do so, as you will do for your employer if you work for your employer. So what's up with that?
Well, what's up with it is they're all independent contractors and they can say no and take their ball and go home.
Would you?
Suck on it, Brent.
Would you? No, not sucking it, Dave. Not sucking it. Because here's the thing. What would you? You'd do it. Not only would you do it with a fucking smile on your face, Dave, and you'll do what you do what you're told. As would I. I'm just telling the truth.
Morals are outdated, and everyone should just have no morals. That's it.
We've had this talk about the political leaning.
Yeah, but not to throw back on anything and get anyway political on the show and stuff like that. And we just spoke about Mick Foley, but like if you're gonna take the higher ground, you better do your homework. You better make sure that if whatever pot you're jumping into, that pot is like what it should be and stuff like that, and not what you think it might be.
Yeah, but the one who I'm alluding to is Chelsea Green. She's after getting an awful lot of stick, and she goes completely against Donald Trump, goes against what he's trying to push and all that. And again, we're not getting political. This is not political.
Yeah, I just think they're really devoted. With
I think it's the
politics.
But Keith, if I turn into a Trump supporter tomorrow, right?
Helicopter over flats.
I still remain the same person.
Like, there's Trump.
So what? Like and big whoop.
Brian, Chelsea Green's been going around for 2 years, literally being the Statue of Liberty. What are you talking about?
But
this has been her gimmick.
Well, but that's actually my point. You're backing my point up because essentially she's getting a lot of stick offline. How dare you do that? You know who's running the event. We're against Trump, and as a result, so should you be. And she's like, "Well, I am. I'm just doing my job. I'm just doing my work. Piss off." You know what I mean?
They're so dedicated to their
but even if she is a Trump supporter, like even if she turned out to be a Trump supporter tomorrow, what my point is, so what? Keith, I don't care who you support politically. You're a good guy. I'll hang out with you anytime, except maybe on Sundays. But you're a good guy.
Well, this Sunday we are hanging out because we have to do the attitude there.
Anyway, sorry.
You hang out most Saturdays as well, SmackDown Motel.
We did well. There's not well. In other words, there's my obligations. There's people that lean politically against you, Keith, and they don't hold on against me. You know what I mean? I'm just saying it does. I don't care what you believe in politically. Are you a good
Keith's
person?
a big Simon Harris supporter. Keith's a massive Simon Harris supporter.
Shut up, you.
Are you?
No, I'm not. I hate that little
weasel.
Let's
not get too political.
Yeah, we're not. This is not a political show, and also I'm not allowed to comment on that. So let's.
I'm on the wind up. That's all.
Apologies for the.
Politics shut down. No more politics. Get out the fuck.
Are we talking about
see the way he takes the John Cena, Cody Rhodes pleading the fifth there? You know, I'm just an employee. I just do what I'm told. What the fuck out of here.
Anyway, Goldust should never have been champion. Case closed.
Yeah. And he's a mid-carder.
You don't. What are you on? No, you know what? I'm not biting. I'm not biting. I'm not biting. Okay, go on. Sorry, sorry, Niall.
Ted could tell you some
Shut up,
very
Ted.
interesting stories if we ever made up about Simon Harris. Just saying. He don't mean that at all, by the way. Right. Let's get into history. 1994, Goldust became world champion. Oh, no, sorry. I'm reading different. 1994, at the age of 16, Jeff Hardy made his WWE debut at a TV taping in Erie, Pennsylvania, in a losing effort to the 1-2-3 Kid. On the same show, Brian Lee was introduced by Ted DiBiase as the fake Undertaker, probably the better Undertaker, but there you go.
Oh my Jesus.
2002, WWE Confidential made its debut on Spike TV, the debut episode of the show that focused on controversial real-life moments from WWE's past, focused on Shawn Michaels admitting he was in the know about the Montreal screw job for the first time.
Wow.
Jesus, if you need a confirmation.
It
was also WWE Velocity debuted on the same night as the B show for the SmackDown roster. I really enjoyed Velocity as a show, actually. It was pretty cool. 2012, Chris Jericho was indefinitely suspended by WWE following an incident prior to a match with CM Punk in São Paulo, Brazil, where he desecrated the Brazilian flag.
Yeah, he nearly got arrested for that.
Legally, that's illegal down there. They really do, that's different gravy when you're down there, the Brazilian flag. 2019, AEW Double or Nothing took place at the MGM Grand Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. This was the first official pay-per-view under the AEW banner. The main event saw Chris Jericho defeat Kenny Omega in a match to determine which of the two would participate in the match to crown the first AEW World Heavyweight Champion.
Great indie show.
1987, in one of the most high-profile incidents of kayfabe being broken, the Iron Sheik and Hacksaw Jim Duggan were arrested whilst driving in New Jersey for suspected possession of drugs and drinking whilst driving.
They were doing lines of coke off the dashboard, and apparently one of them had heroin on them. Yeah. So there you go, boys and girls, don't do drugs.
But the fact that the two of them were shown, both of them together, and I think they were in a rivalry at the time as well.
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
That's insane.
Doing lines off the dashboard and being pulled over.
I'll come back to that in a minute. Ted is saying Goldust is a mid-carder.
Thank you very much.
That's harsh, but I don't think it's that low.
He's not.
But like a mid-carder above the mid-carder Brett. Jesus, we're dropping bombs tonight, aren't we? 1990, not really now if anyone's listening. 1997, on an episode of Raw is War in Ainsville, Indiana, Shawn Michaels and Stone Cold Steve Austin won the WWF Tag Team Championships from Owen Hart and the British Bulldog in one of Raw's all-time.
It only lasted a week or something, didn't it?
Yeah, that was it was silly, but it was good storyline progression, to be fair.
They cared as much then about tag teams as they do now. There you go. 1996, during WCW's first ever 2-hour Monday Nitro, all the Nitro episodes. This is where they explain this. WCW's first ever 2-hour Monday Nitro, and then in brackets it has all the Nitro episodes before it were only 1 hour long. No shit. One of the most impactful debuts in wrestling history took place in the middle of the match between the Mauler and Steve Dahl. Scott Hall casually hopped over the guardrail and cut a promo in the ring saying to the crowd, "You people know who I am.
Yeah, we
don't know why I'm here."
And the rest is history.
This one I had in for Sean and the boys as well, and Bren, of course, and you guys. 2016, OTT, even better than our best, took place in Dublin, Ireland. Be Cool and Sammy D won the OTT tag team titles after defeating Bonesaw and Damien Corvin. Better known as the Kings of the North.
Great match.
Kings of the North. How about it? 2014, the first ever NXT takeover was held at Full Sail University in Winter Park, Florida. And I think it was one Adrian Neville who was crowned champion on the night.
Correct.
Better known as Pac. Notable birthdays. Bo Dallas, 1990. Natalia, 1982. Brian Kendrick, 1979. Ashley Mazzaro, so tragic, 1979. Eazy-E, Eric Bischoff, 1955. Seth Rollins, 1986. Jeremy Borash, 1974. Takeshita, 1995. One Hornswoggle, 1986. And we rounded out by throwing up the ones. the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns, 1985. That's how you round out notable birthdays. There we go.
Can I just add one?
You can, if you revolute me.
Already done. Massive happy birthday to one of the greatest guys I know. His name is Aaron. He grew up in Blanche, where I grew up. The Republic of Blanchetown, and mind your own business, Keith. But happy birthday to Aaron. He's genuinely an amazing man, and he tunes in, and yeah, he's a great guy. So happy birthday, Aaron! And I thought I'd get that in.
And Brian is from Kilmont for those
name privileges, wasn't it? Neville, Adrian Neville back. Yeah, mad. What a wrestler, though. What a wrestler. I have to say, what a wrestler. Got to see him live at an IWW show, I think it was, before he headed off to Japan and became Pac. Just saying. Like a different human. But there you go. That's it, folks. Anyone else? Don't forget, tomorrow night we'll be here for the Europa League Conference watch along. Seeking Palace beat Rayo Vallecano. Thursday, Tier Talk on Thursday. Friday, SmackDown Live from Barcelona will be here. Saturday, Champions League watch along. Sunday, Clash in Italy watch along. Monday, Raw from Italy watch along. And then Tuesday we'll be back at Pro Wrestling Weekly. So there's a whole week jammed in there like it's nothing. God, you're all very cool.
You're gonna say that, Ted. You better spell his name right. He's from the Republic of Blanchetown. He wouldn't be from the posh boy side of Ireland where the likes of Simon Harris has grown up now, to be fair.
Brian, you're from Kilmine. Shush.
I'm not from Kilmine. Anyway, Ted.
I would doubt very much they named them after the islands, just saying.
Well, yeah.
No, the islands were named after my mate Aaron. That's how it happened.
Anything else to add? Anyone down at that and coming up? Anything we should be looking out for?
Well, me and Brennan are doing the Attitude Era show anyway on Sunday, isn't it?
We're gonna do the Attitude Era show. We're gonna go live. Let's
tell people. Give people some background to it.
So yeah, we will. So we can't do it this Sunday, Keith, because we're gonna have to reschedule because we're doing live watching Italy. So it's gonna be in 2 weeks' time. It'll be Sunday night. It'll be 8 o'clock. It'll be myself and Keith, and it's gonna be a retrospective view on the Attitude Era. Because often when I hear people talk about the Attitude Era, it's like wrestling's not the way it should be. Back in the Attitude Era, it was bleeding deadly, but was it? Because I happen to think we look back on a lot of things with rose-colored glasses. Now, I am open to suggestion. Let's get into it. Let's talk about it. And by the way, it's ATTITUDE, E for the IRE, Attitude Era, because obviously it's got that bit of an Irish twist. It is not about the Raw. It is about the Attitude Era of the WWE. So let's talk about it and let us know what you really think, because I know people that live and die by the Attitude Era. My opinion is a lot of filler and a few hits. Let's see.
And there's going to be 42 episodes in total, starting with Mae Young giving birth to a glove.
There's that. Actually, that's a great show. There's 8 episodes, and basically it's running for 8 weeks. It's a limited series. We're not going to be doing it for that long, and it's going to be a bit of crack. Look,
live on Netflix.
It's going to be good. It's going to be good fun. Tune in. Keith and myself, we're going to get it sorted.
And if you're not happy with their takes on the Attitude Era, make sure you rock up and let them know in the comments. Burn down the general manager of the SmackDown Motel and the porter boy as well, the bellboy himself as well, who was this one. Yeah, let's go, baby. Let's go. Here we go.
As Seth Rollins says, burn it down.
Yeah, the Attitude Era was class. You cared about the mid-carders. There we go.
Let's talk about it. Did we? Let's talk about it.
I think that's a decent take from Ted. We did care.
I'm not saying
we cared about the lower mid carders as well.
I'm not saying it wasn't. Oh, that's what I'm saying. Like, you say that, but a lot of people wouldn't even reference that. A lot of people wouldn't say that. It is a great take. But yeah, come on. And here, listen, Ted.
I wouldn't say about the lower carders because nobody cared about Corgan, but still.
Ted, I care about Corgan. How dare you? And the oddities. I still listen to those juggalos, the gigolos. Yiddy-yum. Get your ass over here because here we come. The oddities.
Did you just say S.A. Rios?
Yeah.
Who said that?
S.A. Rios.
Keith.
Well,
that's Lita's fella. That was Lita's fella.
This is going to be very interesting, this show. I might have to tune in as well, this dynamic. We've just this is going to be quality. SA fucking Rios, come on.
I love it. I love it.
I love it. Stepping stone for Lita, man. Like,
tell me you didn't care about Big Boss Man and Al Snow. There we go.
Love that.
This is why we're doing that. And Ted, you are 100% invited onto it within the 8 weeks. If you want to come on, Ted, at any stage, it's structured. I'll send you the structure of what the 8 weeks looks like, and you can pick a week, or you can. Come
I can't
wait
to hear Keith's take on Dan Severn.
Oh God. Jesus, Dan.
See if you really fucking cared.
Oh, wait and see. I'm not going to say anything.
What he said was, "Tell me you didn't care about Big Boss Man and Al Snow, and I'll show you a lawyer." So he's saying you did care about Big Boss Man and Al Snow. I'm saying bring it, come everybody, because I think the attitude there is quite divisive, and I think there's some people, Ted, that will come on and say, "Ask me bollocks, it was a load of shit, and here's why." But there's my whole thing is, a lot of people say they look at the wrestling today and they're like, it's not like the way it used to be in the Attitude Era. If it was, would you watch it? I don't think so. Join us in 2 weeks.
The union.
And if you don't, you can suck it.
It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun if anything. 8 o'clock, not this Sunday, but the following Sunday, do join us.
Make sure you're smashing that subscribe button, bell notification as well, and you'll see when the boys put the shows up, so you need to tune in. Yeah, but they're idiots.
Fair.
Who's idiots?
Yes.
There we go.
Well, Ted, that's just hurtful.
Mm. He's going to have to go off now and listen to Westlife for about 2 hours to feel good about himself again.
Damn right. You're damn right I am. Oh,
right, folks, until next time, that's in the bag. If you're joining me tomorrow night for the Europa League conference final to see, we can't be giving platforms to those sort of people who didn't understand the greatness of the Attitude Era. Ted, you need to come on that show with the boys. You need to get involved in this show.
Get in the comments.
I'd love to have you on. I'd love to have you on. Hit me up, Ted, and we'll get you on there.
There we go. So it should be a good dynamic debate. Until next time, folks, have a good week if you're not tuning in, and if you aren't, why? But until next time, we'll talk to you again real soon from me and the Avengers and all that else. We'll talk